jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to watch Spider-Man on open day. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to watch Spider-Man on open day. Hey! Just, there's something, I can't tell what it is. Like, I don't know what I can do for the song. Maybe we should go back where we began. Doc Ock, you know his plan. Gotta get the sun in the palm of his hands. You know that's my father, you know that's my man's. Yeah, I'm a really big fan. Just trying to get Peter to do the best that he can. Better act quick before he drowns in the sand. So then we got Flint, he just wants to see Penny. You know these villains, there's just too many. Dr. Connors, you know that Fulton's bonkers. Meeting him is kind of an honor. Turning people into lizards, no thanks, I'm a goner. Being human, I'm a little more fonder. But wait, I'm getting that tingle. Kinda scared cause I know I'm about to mingle. Max, you know that Fulton's single. But now he's electro cause you can hear that evil jingle. Finally, look to the skies. Oh no, we're all gonna die. William the foe or William the friend? Guess we won't find out till the end. So Peter, just remember those words of your wise Uncle Ben. Sup Folders, so in today's video, it's Fulton Christmas! Merry Fulton Christmas. If you guys don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, or just like, have a good break, you know? Hopefully you're on break if you're at work. I'm really sorry. Just try to have a good day if you can. If you cannot have a good day today, have a good day tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And this video is my non-spoiler / spoiler warning for Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you have not seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, the spoilers start at this time. So yeah, don't folding watch that time if you haven't seen the movie. You know, that's kind of like how it works. You don't want spoilers. If you have already got the movie spoiled, I'm very, very sorry for you. So I'm going to do my non-spoiler review, and then I'm going to do my spoiler review. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. And let's get straight into it. So when I say spoilers, leave because you don't want the movie spoiled if you haven't seen it. You know, my non-spoiler review, there's not a lot of stuff I want to say because I don't want to spoil, like, any details. First off, it's a movie that exists in the world. But I'll just say it's brutal. It proves that Tom Holland's a Fulton great actor. I'll say that. It proves that Tom can compete with the big dogs. Tobey and Andrew can compete with them in who's a good Peter Parker and who's a good Spider-Man. He can compete. I think before he didn't really have a shot to compete. And now that he has finished this trilogy, I believe he can at least compete in people's minds. Like before, I feel like if you said he was better than either one, I would think you're insane. But after this movie, definitely 1 or 2. I think. But that's just me. And the last 2 things I want to say is Spidey sense, the way they depict it, looks amazing. It looks amazing. Before, they didn't really like have an effect or any like cool like detail. There was the closing eyes scene in Far From Home, which looked fucking amazing. But the way they depict it in this looks absolutely phenomenal. And 2, the interactions between the villains and Peter are absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for better interactions. So amazing. I'm so excited for you guys to see this movie. This is the end of the non-spoiler review, so if you have not seen it, get the fuck out of here. Like the video, subscribe, and then come back when you're done watching the movie, you know? But yeah, so spoiler review in 3, 2, 1. Holy fault! Holy fault! I just... Personally, this is just me. One of my favorite movies I've seen ever. Ever. I haven't seen a lot of movies, but this one is my favorite Spider-Man movie and is at least top 2 in my Marvel rankings. Let me, because I did update my Marvel rankings. Let me fold and show you. Alright, I reconfigured this tier list. I put more tiers on it, and I changed things up a little bit. I included What If, I included Hawkeye, and now I included Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, this is my tier list. It goes up to S++, and that's my tier list. There's not much. I could cover each individual thing, and I did, and it took way too long, and I don't want this video to be really long because I know I'm already going to rant about this movie for a really long time, so I want to get this out of the way just because I want you guys to be able to see this. But yeah, that's my tier list. Spider-Man No Way Home is either there or there. It really, I think, later on, I'll be able to exactly tell where I want to put it, but for now, I'm going to leave it at my favorite movie because it's just so good. And now, I'm going to be getting into why. Yeah, so I just want to show some of the stuff I got real quick, and you're probably wondering why the fault is it at this weird angle. Hello, by the way. Merry Christmas again. And this is why. You see that? Hopefully it'll focus once I get back there. Yeah. I had to show that off. We'll get back to our normal camera angle. Yeah. Before I get back to talking about Spider-Man and just everything, I want to just show off some of the stuff I got. So first, I got this. It is a IKEA light thing, and it's gonna go over my setup. So that'll be folding cool. It'll probably also help with lighting, which will be folding sick. I got this Miss Minutes clock. I don't want there to be like glare, but there you go. Miss Minutes clock. It also is not accurate at all. It has 16 dashes. Makes no sense. Also, it goes well with Loki making no sense with time travel, and time is just folding subjective. You know what? It kind of works that way. And then I have two Legos. One, we got this folder. You can probably see the other one in the back now. Folding Grogu. 1,700 pieces. That'll be fun. I got some work to do. Put that there. And then, if you don't know what this is the Daily Bugle. Oh, fold. Look at it. Oh, this is the back. But look how awesome. Dude. Folding like 25 minifigs. 3,772 pieces. Look at this. Look at this thing. Holy fold. You guys seeing this? Jeez, there's gonna be glare, but you know, you get the idea. Just like, and then look at all the minifigs. Look at them. I can't really like get a good. There you go. Like, jeez, man. I'm gonna be busy. But folding. Let's get back to what this folding video is about, and let's jump into all the things I want to talk about. Spider-Man. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is how the movie starts is straight after Far From Home, that post-credit scene. He says, "What the f?" And then it bleeps it out with a car horn. I thought that was pretty funny. And then it leads up to people finding out that Peter is Spider-Man. So the way they find out is Mysterio, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and the first reaction you would think of people would be like, oh my gosh, this guy's a murderer. He killed Mysterio, and he saved everyone. So he's obviously a bad guy. But the first thing the guy says that he found out, and the first thing he says is to MJ, this random girl that he was carrying, he was like, "Are you Spider-Man's girlfriend?" Like, that's the first thing you think of? I don't know. The second girl tries to take off Peter's mask, and he doesn't want folding people touching him, so he like pushes her away, and she's like, "Spider-Man, hit me!" And then that's extremely folding accurate. And when people overreact, you know what I'm saying. The last guy, when Peter goes to swing away, he folding jumps and tries to fold and grab him. He went, dude, if you look at him, he goes like full jump. He was like, he was fully committed to that. And it's just amazing to watch that nowadays compared to like Spider-Man 2. And obviously, when everyone found out, they all like pulled out their phones. They're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But the difference is that when people found out on the train, they're like, oh, we won't tell people that you're Spider-Man. and the sincerity of the, you're just a kid, and then the guy was like, he's no older than my son. You see how much better people were, like, then compared to now with people's phones, and just people just want to, like, expose people and promote bad things compared to wanting to be good people. And it's really cool that they represented that while doing this. Alright, next up, we're going to be talking about Matt Murdock, Daredevil, first introduced in the show Daredevil, played by the same actor, Charlie Cox, that shows up in this movie. Love the line, I'm a really good lawyer. Fucking fantastic. I love that the introduction wasn't too insane. It didn't show him as Daredevil, it just showed him as a good lawyer. And yeah, it was just a little hint, and that's all I needed. I love the way they introduce him, and I'm excited to see where he shows up next, maybe in his own show, maybe Echo, to go against Kingpin, because you know that fella ain't dead. Let's go see what's up next. Thank Fludgas they didn't ruin Strange, because I love Doctor Strange. He's my favorite superhero, and I thought when this trailer came out that they were just gonna ruin his character, but because in the first movie, he was cocky, and he was this, and he was that, even though he has a lot of character development in that movie, and a lot of people don't see it, and it gets on my nerves. But they didn't. They explain a great folding reason why he did the spell. He did the spell because he's done it a folding million times, and he says that. The only problem this time is that Peter messes with the spell. That's why it messes up. That's why the villains come in, and I love that they explain it in that way, and I love that now we get to fold and get mad at Peter for that. He does something folding stupid, which causes him, later in the movie, to fold and grow. And that's what Peter is all about. That's what Peter Parker and Spider-Man is all about. And that's one reason this movie's folding fantastic, is because you get to watch him grow and proceed in his folding trilogy. In the first movie, I felt like there was a lot of growth. But this movie, it's just like a whole nother folding level. And I'm excited to talk about more, so let's get on to my next point. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about the introductions of the villains. First we have Lizard. He doesn't really do much, he just shows up. He does mess up Strange a little bit. He probably catches him off guard and does finally realize that, yeah, we let in the multiverse. Doc Ock. It's kind of weird that it kind of downplays the intimidationness of Doc Ock, but I also like that he thinks he can connect to this nanotech, and then Peter's just like, you know what? These arms, they're mine now. I like that. I thought that was funny. The interaction with Sandman and Elektra was amazing. I like the action sequence obviously looked dope. I saw the little sand things in the beginning. I was like, oh, it's Sandman! And I got excited because he, like, worked with Peter. So I like that he worked in the beginning with Peter, and that made sense, and I thought he was going to stay working with Peter, but I guess it makes sense that Goblin changed his mind, but it kind of doesn't. I don't know. That kind of throws me off. That's the one thing about this movie that's really iffy for me. Also, I love that the folding Jamie Foxx ending thing. He's like, oh, we're going to pretend I'm not, like, folding naked right now. I'm like, it was pretty funny. And then finally Goblin. Holy floats the Fulden introduction where he Fulden breaks the mask and he's like, alright, and then he runs away, and then the Goblin Fulden laugh. Holy folds, that's terrifying. When Peter says, it's not my responsibility to, like, deal with these villains, and then she's like, yes it is. Yes it is. And I like that he then uses that folding wisdom against Strange. And she benefits him in this movie, and that's why that moment later hits a little bit too hard. But yeah, that's the end of this segment. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, now I'm going to be talking about the fight between Peter and Strange. I like that there is a conflict like Civil War, but it doesn't have stakes because it doesn't need to have stakes because they don't want to hurt each other. They just have different conflicting ideals, which causes them to fight. So it was really cool because I love Peter and I love Strange, obviously, favorite superhero. But I do really like Peter in this one. And it's just really cool to watch. And I wouldn't say Strange underestimates Peter, but he definitely wants to go easy on him. So that's why he doesn't, like, kill him or hurt him in any way. He puts him in the mirror dimension for a reason. But yeah, just Peter gets the best of him because geometry. Yeah. Folding talk about Spidey sense because it's depicted so beautifully. Oh my gosh, it looks so amazing. I don't know. I just the way they do it. It looks like when it happens in the apartment, it happens on like an attached camera, like off his like chest, like this, and the camera's like pointed at him, and everything behind him is all blurred out, and the audio is all like hazy, and it's like all muffled. I think that is like one of the best depictions of Spidey sense we'll ever get, because it looks awesome, and I love how it goes from muffled and hazy, and then Peter flips Goblin's hand, and then it goes back to normal, and everything like ramps up, and that's folding awesome. I don't know, it just looked amazing, and that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, and now we get to talk about peak villainry. We have Green Goblin. I think, in my opinion, he is on the same level as Heath Ledger's Joker. I wouldn't say he's better, I wouldn't say he's worse. I don't know which one I would personally say, but they're really folding close. And he's 100% better in this than he was in his first movie, and that's folding hard to do because he was really good in that. When he was delivering that speech, it was in that tone change was delivered perfectly, and that flow goes from that to the end of the all the way to the end of the movie is folding perfect. Him laughing when getting punched by Peter, and then him beating him to fold up. Holy fold, it was terrifying to watch. And then I thought we were gonna get cheaped out of a death. I thought, okay, so they're probably not gonna kill anyone just because it's Marvel, it's Disney. Oh, they don't kill people like that. No. So when I saw Aunt May get hit by the glider, I was like, oh, she's folding dead. And then she was like, oh no, I'm okay, Peter. And then she delivers, with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Amazing folding line. And that's the original line from the comics. No one actually like, speaks it. It's in the text box, but that's the actual words to it. So that was really cool to hear. But I thought we were getting cheaped out, and then she folded and collapsed. I was like, there's no way. And then she folded and dies, and it's just so sad. Tom, Folding, fantastic actor, and he does such a good job with the emotion that he delivers on this, and then carrying through the second act, the second to third act. Goblin's scary. Aunt May's death is just so impactful and so amazing. Couldn't ask for a better ending for her character. Dude, I folding saw those two folding beautiful big eyes, and the hue of the alleyway just gave me folding TASM vibes. I was like, it's Andrew. It's folding Andrew. I freaking out. I folding flipped, dude. Everyone, it seemed everyone like wasn't certain when it first opened until he came like out of the portal that it was folding Andrew. I was so certain. I was like, that's my boy. That's my boy. And I folding loved TASM too. I will folding claim TASM too. And I loved Andrew before all the hype. Just folding. I was there. If you want to check out my videos before No Way Home even came out, I wanted to post that before it came out. Yeah. But I was like, oh, that means Tobey. And then I saw folding Ned open the portal behind him. Like, oh my gosh. And then he's like, hey. I was like, oh yeah, folding awesome. Wow. I'll be talking more about them right now. Now we gotta talk about Uncle Ben and Aunt May. So Uncle Ben's important to Tobey and Andrew, and Aunt May's important to Tom. And the cool thing is that what connects them both is the line, with great power comes great responsibility. And the cool thing about the scene where Tobey, Andrew, and Tom all talk is Tom's gonna send them away. What sets it into motion is the importance of that line, and Tobey's realization of that. So he realizes that what made him a better person and what is like driving him to help Tom and to try and be a better person was Uncle Ben saying, with great power comes great responsibility. And so he realizes that this is the moment for him, and he realizes that Aunt May probably died for a reason. And so he tells Tom that, and Tom was like, Tom's realization of that is amazing. If you didn't understand that, I'm sorry, it was a little too complicated. What I'm basically saying is that with great power comes great responsibility. That line is what sets Spider-Man to become Spider-Man. There you go. Hopefully that cleared it up, and let's move on to the next topic. I think what sets this movie apart from other movies and just makes it so folding great is the execution on fan service. From the web-slinging wrist things from Tobey and the amazement of Tom and Andrew of it, like, what the fold is that? They're just like, the pure shock is so funny. To the pointing meme that happens folding twice, once in the lab when Peter Parker did that line from Folding Ned, and then they're all like, who are you talking about, that line? To the morals of the three Peters wanting to cure the villains rather than fighting and killing them. And then the obvious Hobgoblin reference after Ned found out that Tobey's best friend went to go kill him, reference to Harry turning into Goblin. Yeah. And then, my back! And then Andrew cracking it was folding amazing. And finally, Tobey and Andrew not knowing about the Avengers because they've been all by themselves, so they don't know how to do teamwork, and I like that they introduced that aspect. And then I love Andrew freaking out. Are you in a band? Is that a band? Are you in a band? When he brings up the Avengers, I thought that was folding hilarious. And then when they folding try to work together, they call each other Peter 1, Peter 2, and Peter 3. And I like how Andrew freaks out. He's like, Peter 3! I love that. When I saw that, that was folding hilarious. He also calls himself lame, and then Tobey's like, you're amazing. And I'm like, I said, that was a good one. And then finally, them all jumping out of the folding scaffolding, and them all saying, woohoo! You know, that's folding awesome, dude. And I just got chills, man. Holy folds, that was fantastic. Alright, anytime I can folding watch my folding favorite superhero, Strange, get character development, I am folding here for it. And that's what he folding needs. He's a folding broken hero. That's what his character is about, and that's my favorite part about the first Doctor Strange movie. Was his character development, because he's a folding jerk, and he's an idiot, and he's cocky in the beginning of the first movie, but then he realizes that the world is folding bigger than just folding him, and it's not about him. It's not about you. That's also a line said in this movie, saying, Tom saying, it's not about me. The spell wasn't about him. It was to help his friends. And that's kind of what folding clicked for Strange. I think that was partially the reason why he first did the spell. And this relationship between Strange and Peter really reminds me of his relationship with Tony. Tony and Peter could have never been friends, but he looked up to him because he was this amazing tech guy, and he folding built all this stuff, and so he was amazed with that. Obviously, Peter's going to be amazed with that. He's a folding scientist, and he's really smart, so he's going to folding love that, but he didn't really look at his flaws, and I think that's what Peter is meant to do, is he's meant to help people, obviously, but even ones that look like they cannot be redeemed or cannot be helped, he helps. And that's what he does for Strange in this movie. And he makes him realize that, hey, there isn't just one way to folding solve every folding problem. Your version may work, but it's not the most morally correct one. This is folding amazing to watch, but also for the people who are like, obviously Peter's right, yeah, Peter's right. Also, you gotta look at this from a multiversal standpoint. In that case, Strange might have been right, so yeah, he's gonna have to deal with that in Multiverse of Madness. That's what it really seems like. I will get to the post-credit scene at the end of this video, at my final thoughts. But yeah, this relationship is amazing, and I fucking love it. And now we talk about the best scene, the best moment from this film. So predictable, but executed, folding perfectly by the best Spider-Man actor, Andrew Garfield. The realization, holy fault, here it is. Here's the moment that I can redeem myself. The fold panics. No! You can folding see the folding scream. You can hear it without actually folding hearing it. He jumps. He lunges his body down instead of trying to catch with his web. He jumps down and just once he catches her, he asks if she's alright, and just the folding emotions that he pours out from there is just amazing. And Zendaya folding saying, MJ saying, are you alright? And then just like the comforted folding, but discomforted, and like, oh my gosh, just like just every folding heartstring is being pulled right now. Oh my folding gosh. Just the nod is just... I'm like, no! I will get chills from that moment every time I watch it. Holy fold. What an amazing moment. And now we talk about Tom's vengeance. Oh my gosh, this gave me Andrew Garfield deleted scene vibes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a scene in TASM 2 where after Gwen dies, I believe, Andrew was supposed to grab, I think, Harry's glider and start folding, attacking him like John Walker in folding the Falcon and Winter Soldier. That's basically what would happen. And it was folding scary. It was supposed to be really folding scary. But it didn't happen. But I was so when he picked up that glider, I was like, uh-oh. But I think the best part about this is the wisest Peter Parker, Tobey, is the one who saved them, and he saves Harry. And in the process, it's just like the look that they have, Tom and Tobey have with each other, and they don't even have to say anything. Tobey doesn't even have to say anything. He just looks at him and he's like, dude, you don't want to go down this path. I've seen it before. And then he drops it. And then folding, of course, Tobey gets stabbed. I thought he was going to die. I don't want to talk about that. I thought this was folding amazing, that they show that Tom is still folding reckless and can be this folding, sinister, folding, scary character when he is provoked. Also, setting up Venom being a cool folding addition to Tom as a character, and him being able to be aggressive like Venom. And finally, we come to Peter's leap of faith moment. The moment he has this leap of faith, he has a also Palpatine moment. He says, do it. When he finally realizes that he has to pick the life he wants. Does he want to throw his Spider-Man life away, or does he want to continue with his Spider-Man life and throw away his Peter Parker relationships with everyone to save the multiverse? Yeah. And he does the responsible thing because he has to be Spider-Man. Even though he doesn't want to be Spider-Man, he has to. And that's a realization that Andrew has, and that's a realization that Tobey has in both of the movies. The goodbyes from everyone, just the connection that all the three Peters have with each other. They're like, that's what we do. We're Spider-Man. We save people. And just that last hug was folding awesome. And MJ's telling Peter to say I love you when she remembers that he's Spider-Man, or refigures it out. And it's just, it's so sad. And Ned, just that little hug and their handshake was awesome. And then after the spell is done and he goes back to go tell MJ that he is Spider-Man, and they had this life and they were dating, he throws it all away when he sees the little band-aid on her forehead, because he realizes that he doesn't want to hurt her anymore. So he isn't going to drag her into his crazy life until he knows that he can protect her in every way possible. And I love that the suit that he puts on at the end of the movie is red and blue again, and it's inspired by Tobey and Andrew. It looks fucking phenomenal, and oh my god, the theme at the end is awesome, and it's just the way he glides through the air with the swinging, it's nice and slow and very beautiful. I don't know, it just feels like he's flying, and it was just so amazing to watch. And the final, him keeping the coffee cup from him going back to MJ's coffee shop job, whatever, and then him keeping Palpatine to remind him of Ned was just folding awesome. This movie is folding amazing, and here are my final thoughts. Alright, and here are my final thoughts. I think the first thing I want to talk about is my ranking of the Spider-Men. Andrew's obviously my favorite. Let's fold and get a TASM 3. Hopefully we get a good director and good folding script this time. I still really love TASM 2, but it wasn't the best like straight up plot wise for like villains like setup and stuff like that, but that wasn't the parts that I loved about the movie, so that's not what I focused on, so that's why I like it so much. Everyone else is focused on, oh, the villains, even though I like the villains a little bit, you know, that's not the point. And then comes Tom. The progression he had in this movie just solidifies him as a folding person in the conversation of who is the best Spider-Man, who is the best Peter Parker. And Tobey's third only because, I don't know, it's weird. I feel like I have such a disconnect from him. I don't know if that's just because I wasn't alive when the first movie came out, so it wasn't really like, I didn't like see it like as I was like 7 or 8 when I was like folding looking at some of the other movies. Also, I want to talk about Iron Boy Jr. It's the dumbest folding claim ever. If you they still think that, just folding watch Homecoming and just think for 2 seconds, because when folding Tom loses his suit and he goes to the dance, the homecoming dance with Liz, he could have just went to the dance. He didn't have to go folding stop Vulture, but he folding realizes that, hey, I want to folding be Spider-Man and folding Peter Parker, but Spider-Man's important right now because this Vulture guy is no folding joke. Even though Tony thought he was a joke, he folding went against that because he realizes that he does have to be Spider-Man, and he folding gets a building, drops it on top of him. He literally just calls for help, and that's like, yeah, dude, no one's gonna folding help you. There's no one there. And no one's gonna folding get the building off of you in time. You have to folding step up, and that's what he folding does. He hears Tony's words in his folding mind, that if he was nothing without the suit, then he shouldn't have it. He has to personally go through it all and just folding strive past that. And that's what he folding specifically does in this folding movie, and that's why it just amplifies the reason why this folding Tom Holland Peter is folding amazing, and not Iron Boy Jr. Even though he folding, oh, he used the thing in Far From Home to fold and make a suit, and they got the suit from Tony in Homecoming. Shut up. They are just a folding great folding duo, and he is his mentor. He is not the folding child of folding Tony. That's not how it works. He is not. He's a whole separate folding character, and if you don't fold and believe that, and if you still thought that before watching this movie, you're an idiot. Alright, that's my folding claim, and I'm done with that. Also, I'm excited. We're going to get Venom, and we're going to get Folding Miles. Hopefully, live action, because, yeah, that just needs to be needed, folding in the MCU. And I hope we see him in this next movie, at least. Maybe not him actually being Spider-Man, but I just want him to show up at Feast or something. Just I just want Miles. I want Miles. And then Venom should be interesting how folding Tom reacts with the symbiote. What kind of ministry are we gonna get in this next movie? Really excited. And finally, Multiverse of Madness. I can talk about things specifically, but there's a folding a lot to talk about. Caecilius might have been there. Mordo's folding sick. Supreme Strange. I don't know if that's the exact one from What If Episode 4. But it's just some alternate version of Strange, and that's going to be folding crazy. I'm just kind of worried that they're not going to focus on the character development of Strange. I think Benedict Cumberbatch was talking about that, and that's kind of folding scaring me, but I really hope it's dope. We should get a lot of cameos. Hopefully X-Men, hopefully maybe Fantastic Four or something crazy. Also in the trailer, there was this character that people thought was Shimu Gorath, which is a squid monster with one eye, but it wasn't him. It was confirmed in a Lego set, of all things, Lego set. The character is from the comics. His name is Gargantos. American Chavez looks cool in that. Wong's going to be folding great, as always. And those are my final thoughts. I folding love this movie. I think I am going to leave it as my top favorite movie. Just talking about this just made me realize how much I love it. But thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video. Should be getting more consistent, especially over this break, because I got time. You know. So, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!